Hello everybody, it's Kanisha the writer here, and today y'all might notice I'm in a different place. This is our basement. I'm recording here because I think the user is still asleep and I don't want to bug her with my video, so I'm just gonna be down here the whole entire time. Anyway, today y'all may not know this, but I finished watching Glee on Netflix. Okay, not today, technically. It was a few days ago. I think it was like 3 days ago that I already finished Glee. Anyway, yeah, I finished it, loved it. The songs, amazing. The characters, season 1 through 3 were the best of the characters. Because beyond that, I will admit, it did start to get a little sloppy. But anyway, I love the characters. Y'all may hate me for this, because many of y'all favorite characters may be different from mine, but my favorite character of all is Kurt Hummel. Listen, I don't know what it is about that guy, but immediately from the first episode, I love that guy. I was like, oh my gosh. For some weird reason, I just love it. I don't know what it is about gay characters, but I swear I always love them. Y'all too better not pop. You better not cause too much trouble around here. Chloe, get down. Two crazy cats. Anyway, what was I again? Oh yeah, like I said, Kurt is my favorite character. You see, at first, it's very hard for me to describe why my favorite characters are my favorite characters. I can't describe why I don't like certain characters, but it's not always easy to describe why I do like certain characters. So, on my right, y'all may not see this because I don't have a screen recorder right now. I have a regular camera. I have on my side a script of some of the reasons why I like Glee. Now, here's one of the characters that I started with, Rachel. I'll tell you, here's what I wrote. I'll tell you, it's hard to like Rachel. She is annoying. I swear she made me so angry. And that is very true. I swear, especially once you went on Broadway, that girl was annoying. She already was annoying. Her always getting solos and everything, thinking she's the best of the best, and quitting Glee so many times just because she didn't get one freaking solo. Girl, you can survive. Come again? Okay, then put it in sing. Where was I again? Oh yeah, Rachel was so annoying. That girl, seriously, if you don't get one solo, it would not kill you. What was that sound? I hope that was not a bad sound. Okay, that wasn't a bad sound. Thank goodness. Anyway, like I said, Rachel was so annoying. But to some degree, I liked her. Mostly because of her, Kurt and Blaine are going to heaven. And Blaine will have a daughter of their own. It'll be so adorable. It's just so adorable. I wish they had made a spin-off showing all the Glee's children, because that would have been the most cutest thing I've ever freaking seen. Oh well, anyway, yeah. She was great, and I appreciate that she was just such a good friend to Kurt and everybody else, but especially Kurt. Sorry, I'm very biased when it comes to Kurt. Anyway, next on my list of characters that I want to talk about, Mercedes. Oh my gosh, was that girl fantastic. And can we mention how sad it is that she was the only black character in Glee? Can somebody besides me point that out? That was sad. Come on, people. Why was she the only black character in Glee? I really, to this day, still do not understand why she was the only black character in Glee. Oh well. But she was still a great character. An amazing singer and lip sync. Every time her and Rachel would go off in a diva off. I loved it. I just loved it so much. And I also loved how she's a Christian. And that was really great. And she sticked up to her beliefs. And the fact that she's part of her church's choir, that was also great. Next up on the list. Oh, and and also, I really feel it was odd when she joined the Cheerios. That was a weird time. It wasn't terrible, but that was a weird time. Oh, and also Kurt joined the Cheerios too at one point. Why is it always every Glee Club member pretty much joined the Cheerios? That was so weird. Seriously, that was weird. Oh, well, anyway, it was great. She is a great character, but I will admit it was weird. Next, Artie. Listen. I will admit, when I first started watching Glee, I did not know what to expect for this show. I didn't know whether it would have good diversity. I didn't know whether the songs would actually be good. I didn't know whether it'd be original songs or whether it'd be songs from modern time. Now, I know it was kind of a mix. I wish they had done more original songs. They did like 2 original songs, and then that was it. Actually, that wasn't it, because Marley did do an original song too, so I guess that's like 3 original songs too. No, actually it's more 4. You see, because they did it separately, and then they also included it in the videos too. So yeah, there's a mix. Anyway, I love Artie. His films, great. I just wish he had better relationships. I say his best relationship was with Tina and Brittany, to some degree. It actually was kind of cute, his relationship with Brittany and his relationship with Tina. I feel like that he was still friends with Tina and still supported Brittany no matter what happened. I just wish he could have just stuck to one girl. One girl. I wish he could have stuck with one girl. He never sticks with one girl every time. He just jumps to the next. I swear, he never could stick to one girl. It was ridiculous. But yeah, like I said, listen, I liked any time he got a rap, like whenever they did a song and it was a rapping song, I loved any part he did in that. It was so great. I really liked Artie. And listen, I didn't even care now once that he was a kid in a wheelchair. He was just so great. And let me tell you, whenever he tried to do some great moves on that wheel and everything, and how he was showing everybody how just because he's on a wheelchair doesn't mean anything. You show him, Artie. Oh, well, anyway, next we got Mike Chang. Let me tell you, at first, I didn't think much of him. Although I was very annoyed when Tina said the other Asian. I was like, you do realize he has a name, right? You can't just call him that. I don't care if you're Asian too. That's still kind of racist. Anyway, anyway, I loved his relationship with Tina. That was adorable. 2 Asians. I just wish they could have explored their relationship a little bit more, and I feel like they broke up a little too fast. But still, they were cute together when they were together. And I loved how shy Mike was about singing. He was like, I'm the dancer. I'm not really good at singing. And like, I understand that. Because he is a really good dancer. And I will admit, I understand you're really good at dancing, but then somebody who cares about what you do singing, and then you're like, I can't sing. It's very understandable. I really liked Mike Chang. He was great. He was a great, wonderful character. Next, I feel like y'all are gonna hate me because I put Rachel, but I haven't talked about Finn yet. I will get to him. He is right after this other person. Finn's best friend, Puck. Oh, Puckerman. Oh boy, did that guy annoy me. 1, he was a part of the football gang that bullied Kurt. That really annoyed me. Seriously, can somebody tell me why nobody, no school faculty ever noticed that the football players kept putting Kurt in a freaking dumpster? That got annoying. I was like, Will, seriously, are you not noticing that every time when they meet, they're near a trash can? I mean, near a dumpster. Isn't that a little suspicious? I gotta be honest with you, these football players never seemed friendly to me, and they always annoyed me. Stop bullying Kurt. Just because he's gay does not mean you have the right to bully him. That is one thing I hate about Puckerman. Another thing was, oh my gosh, this boy thought he was the top of the town trying to be a ladies' man. Woo! Oh boy, was that annoying. But I will admit, through all his interactions with them, I will admit I did love the lengths he would go to try and get with these girls. And can somebody please tell me how this guy pretty much was dating every single girl in Glee Club, even Rachel? I did not get how he did it. I do not get how these girls fell for him. It's just ridiculous. Oh my gosh, was it ridiculous how he had the lengths he would go through, and he did it with any kind of girl. I was like, seriously, guy, pick one girl. And eventually he did, and that girl was Quinn, which I'm actually kind of happy for, because Quinn and Puck were actually a kind of good relationship. It was very cute to see them together. I will admit that. It was cute to see them together. I will admit that. And I loved when he joined the Air Force, because he actually became a very well-rounded person. I hated that time when he stole their tree that was supposed to be for Finn. That was supposed to be for Finn. Come on, show some respect, man. But I did love that he eventually came around. Next, Finn. I'll be honest, at first, I was a little lopsided about Finn. Listen. He was kind. Yes, he did put others before himself. Eventually. Let me tell you one reason I did not like Finn. You know how in Glee, there are a bunch of outcasts, most of them. Finn was not an outcast. He was the quarterback on the football team. He was far from an outcast. The only time he started becoming an outcast was when he actually joined Glee and admitted he liked performing. He was an outcast. So, can you imagine a football player trying to be part of a singing group that makes him seem gay? Can somebody tell me why all the football players kept saying that? Just because you freaking sing and dance does not mean you're gay. What do you think a bunch of rappers be doing? Come on. We have rappers, we have songwriters, we have all those younger people, and they are not all girls. They are boys too. So explain to me how they are not gay. But if you're actually in high school and you're singing and dancing, you switch from the football team to the Glee team, and all of a sudden you're seen as gay. I never got that. That was so freaking stupid. It killed me. It killed me how much the football players kept making fun of him for joining Glee Club. You do realize he's still a great quarterback. I swear I hated the disrespect they kept giving him. Anyway, Finn was great, but I hated how he kept being like, listen, listen, Mr. Schuster, I love being a part of Glee, but it's getting in the way of me being a football player. I feel like I'm just not right for Glee. And I'm like, boy, shut up. That is just peer pressure talking. Because you know you are fantastic at Glee. And let me tell you, it annoyed the heck out of me how he couldn't choose between football and Glee. He tried to pick both, but eventually he was like, you know what? Nope. I'm sticking with Glee. No matter what y'all say on the football team. I am sticking with Glee. I am never quitting Glee. Carmelo, get away from that thing. Anyway, I loved Finn. I cried during his death. Ooh, did I cry so hard. And what's really sad is the actual actor that played Finn died too. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, I can do this. I can get through this without crying. I couldn't do it. Ironically, while I was watching Glee, I was also on vacation. I won't tell you where I was at vacation at, but I was on vacation. And we were in the hotel room, right? And everybody else was asleep. And I was pretty much the only one awake. Well, except for my little cousin. He was awake for a little bit, but I think I fell back asleep around that time. Anyway, I was crying so much that I had to go to the bathroom and grab some tissue. And then I came back and watched it, and then I had to grab some tissue again. I couldn't stop crying. I had to even grab a towel to wipe my eyes. There was a towel sitting right over by where I was. I had to grab that towel and be like, "Stop crying, Khadijah, stop crying." I didn't finish it until we got back. Until I don't know. I don't remember when we finished it, but I didn't think I finished it for a while. Oh my gosh, tears everywhere. That episode was the saddest episode I have ever seen. Oh man, did it make me sad. Oh my gosh, was it so sad. And like how sad Tana singed and everything. I said Tana singed, but she couldn't finish it, and then she just started crying, and then screamed and then ran off. I was like, girl, I understand your pain. And like how Mr. Schuster took the jacket that belonged to Finn and started crying. Oh my gosh, Mr. Schuster. Oh my gosh, it was so sad. That episode was woo. I could never rewatch that episode. I will. Ironically, I'm actually kind of restarting Glee, even though I didn't even finish it not that long ago. That episode was the saddest freaking thing I have ever seen. It's just so sad. And I appreciate that Finn was always there for his friends. And I loved how he finally gave in and he accepted his mother's happiness and actually treated Kurt like an actual brother. It was just so sweet. It really was sweet. Anyway, next on the list, I'm gonna change this up a bit. I'm gonna put Quinn next. I had said Tana next, but I think I'm gonna put Quinn because come on, if we're gonna talk about Finn, we have to talk about Quinn. Quinn, I swear, at first was annoying me. Man, was this woman annoying? I was like, girl, why can't you trust him? And he is doing the best he can. Also, I hated how she didn't want to hurt Finn's feelings, so she pretended like Finn was the father of the baby. You could have told him the truth. He wouldn't have cared. Well, he would have cared, but he still would have treated you nice. You could have told him the truth in the first place. And let me tell you, the pressure she put on Finn was ridiculous. Girl, I know you are pregnant, but that is no reason to put this much freaking pressure on him. He is trying his dang best. You knew for a fact, that y'all were too young for this. So the fact that you got yourself into this situation is not even at all Finn's responsibility. It is your responsibility, woman. You should have paid more attention. You should have put on protection. Why didn't you put on protection? It's beyond me. You should have paid more attention to what the heck you were doing. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had a baby in the first place. Putting all this dang pressure on Finn, it drove me crazy. I was like, Quinn, I officially hate you. You are on my list of characters that I now hate. And let me tell you, at Glee, at first, I didn't have many characters I hated besides Sue. Ooh, I will get to Sue later. Ooh, that woman. Ooh, she drove me crazy. But Quinn, she started annoying me. But then, she started to see how great Glee was. And after losing her spot in the Cheerios, she actually started to warm up a bit. She actually started to become a better person. Heck, she even realized maybe Puck ain't that bad. Maybe he actually can help me. And I actually appreciated how she saw that baby Glee isn't just full of a bunch of losers. Maybe it's full of a bunch of great friends who accept anybody for who they are. And I loved that. I loved that she finally realized what Glee really is about. Also, that girl has some great songs. I loved her. I love anybody in Glee songs, except for Sugar. Sugar was not that good of a singer, but I heard her for the first time. I was like, okay, get her out of here. I was like, okay, get that woman out of here. She is the worst singer I have ever heard. Okay, no, the worst singer I've ever heard. I have heard worse. But she was bad. Ooh, and she was spoiled. Ooh, and her demanded that she should join Glee. Girl, who do you think this is? This is for people who know how to show up. Not for people who know how to put people down. Anyway, next is Santana. Santana, woo. Santana, let me tell you one reason I didn't like her. One, she was so freaking annoying. She was so harsh. She was so cruel. At first, she was just one of those characters that just like Brittany, she was just Quinn's friend. She was annoying. She totally hated Rachel. And I can understand not many people like Rachel, myself included. But seriously, this girl went to extreme lengths to get what she wanted. And I did not like how much she kept being cruel. Now, I kind of like her because, sure, she's cruel. She's still cruel. I will not admit that. I will not disagree with that. She is still cruel. But she's a good kind of cruel. She's a cruel where if you act up, she will put you down. She will be like, listen, you may think you're all that, but you definitely ain't all that. You ain't even close to being all that. You need to take yourself down a few notches. And she was like one of the significant people who would tell Rachel straight up, listen, Rachel, listen, I like you and all, but sometimes you can be worse than I am. Like, she will be like, listen, Rachel, you may get solos and everything, but that does not mean you are better than the rest of us. You ain't even close to be better than the rest of us. And that's the one thing I love about her. She was brutally honest. Yeah, anyway, she was brutally honest, and I love that about her. Next, we got Tina. Oh my gosh, does this girl need more character development? I liked her. She was a good singer, and I did appreciate how much I appreciate her relationship with Mike. It was great. I loved how supportive she was. I loved her friendship with Artie. It was adorable. But after pretty much almost the OG gang of Glee left, she started to become annoying. I swear she started to become annoying. She was like, it's my time to shine. Rachel and the others are gone. And I'm like, girl, listen. Wanting to be in the spotlight is one thing, but I think you're going a bit too far. Oh, did she start to get annoying, especially when it came to the whole prom queen thing. I was like, girl, calm it down. And let me tell you, her babbling was driving me crazy. That girl would go on and on and on and on. I was like, Tina, along with the rest of the people, everybody was like, Tina, please stop talking. She was way too much. She needed to calm down. Ooh, she was way too much. Also, I love that dream sequence of chums. Listen, if that became an actual show, I would legit watch it. I would legit watch a show. If chums actually became a thing, that would have been great. Now, a few characters I hadn't put on yet. Sam. I loved his impressions. I hated that he just became the character that just was a love interest. He was such much more than that. And I loved his relationship with Mercedes. That was great. That was fantastic. I loved it. Everything about it. It was great. I wish it had been established a little bit more, but it was still good. It was great. It was great. Okay. Down the list. Brittany. Whoa. She was funny. I loved her. She was funny. I loved Fondue for two. I loved anytime she mentioned Lord Tubington. I loved her relationship with Santana that afterwards became marriage. It was so cute. I loved it. I loved everything. I love how supportive she was. I loved how kind she was. I actually kind of liked their relationship with Artie too. It was adorable. It was adorable and I loved it. It was great. Now to talk about wait, before we talk about my favorite character, we have to talk about the heart, the soul, the whole reason that Glee started in the first place. Will Schuster. Ooh, Will. You are cringy, but I love you for that. You are a great person. Great. But sometimes, Will, I gotta be honest with you. Sometimes you need to start giving solos to Rachel. I did appreciate the times where he actually did try to give some solos to Tina, and that was great. Rachel, that was no reason for you to start to quit Glee Club just because he started to give solos to Tina. Let her shine too. You don't need to be the only one who shines in Glee. Anyway, I loved how supportive he was. He treated the Glee kids like his own children. He never wanted to abandon Glee. He wanted to stay there through thick and thin. No matter what Sue pulled, he would stay. He always won in the end. Take that, Sue. Anyway, he stick there till the end, and he was the best character, the best of the best. I loved Will from the very beginning. Like I said, he was cringy. His rapping could use some work. But let me tell you, I loved anytime he sang, he danced. I wish he had came up with more modern mashups instead of just old school. I loved the Lady Gaga episode, the Michael episode. Oh my gosh. Listen, I loved it so much. Woo, I loved it. Will Schuster, round of applause, and I am sorry about your first marriage. Seriously, Terry, what were you thinking? I kept saying over and over in the first season, girl, just tell him you're not pregnant. Just tell him you're not pregnant. She never once told him, and he had to figure out himself. He was like, and I was so glad when he finally dumped that woman after figuring this out. He was like, I went through all this stress and everything trying to please you, and this whole entire time you were lying to me. And I was like, dump that woman right now. And he did. Bravo, Will Schuster, getting out of a toxic relationship. Thank you. And I loved his relationship with Emma. I will admit, at first it was rocky, but it became adorable. And he had a baby boy named Daniel. Oh, that baby was so adorable. Like, let me straight up tell you, that baby was so adorable. And I loved how he did not tolerate violence. I loved that. I hated how vocal adrenaline treated him. Hold on, man, I need get some tissue. Like I said, I loved Will. He was a great character, a fantastic character. And forever I will love Will because he was just the greatest. He's just the greatest. And I know he will be and I know he's a fantastic father. And I love that final scene where all the kids made a video to Daniel, Will and Emma's son. He was so adorable. and they were just explaining how Will really is a great teacher. He may not be the perfect history teacher, he may not be the perfect Spanish teacher, but he was the best dang teacher for the Glee kids. And he proved that no matter what kind of form of a misfit you are, you will always belong in Glee. Now, to my favorite character of all time from Glee. Like I said, time for my favorite Glee character of all time. I do not need this for that. Kurt. Oh, Kurt. Let me explain one of the many reasons why Kurt, besides that he's gay. Listen, gay characters are always my favorite characters. I don't know why. I don't know how. I don't know when it happened. But gay characters have always been my favorite characters. But do you know the gay characters I love the most? When they're in theatrics. When they're in performing. I love any gay character that performs. You know why? Because they're so over the top. They're so crazy that I love them. And Kurt is the definition of that. The definition of that. He is so great. This guy, you immediately can tell that this guy is gay for so many reasons because of the stereotype. One, have you seen his skincare routine? 2, he sings so much girl songs. 3, this boy is not even the least bit interested in sports. I remember this one episode. You may know his husband now, Blaine. His father, Bert, and Blaine had made this deal. I didn't realize this in the episode until they said it. Those two were looking at Kurt while they were watching a game. Both of them looking at them. And I noted, and I just started noticing Blaine was looking at it. I think he was looking like a watch or something, or he was looking at his phone. And I was like, what is he doing? And so I looked. Both of them were timing how long Kurt would watch a sports game before he eventually turned it off. And Bert was like, 30 seconds in. And he said to Blaine, listen, you may have married him, but you may have dated him, but I know my son. It's so funny to think that he joined the Cheerios at one time and joined the football team. Given he wasn't on the football team long. But it's hilarious to think that he even joined either one of those. It is hilarious. It is hilarious. Man, I loved it. Kurt will always be my favorite character in Glee. That guy is hilarious. And I love how he was such a supportive friend to everybody in Glee. And listen, when he flirted, it was adorable. It was hilarious. I love his relationship with Blaine. Best relationship in Glee, hands down. I love his relationship with Blaine. Oh man, he is just so adorable. Like, I love that guy. And when I saw the 2009, when I saw the episode that's titled 2009, I loved it. What's up, Jonathan? Anyway, I really loved Kurt. On to the other characters. Why'd you grab 2?
Yeah, they have grabbed 2.
Like I said, Kurt will always be my favorite character. Next, Emma. She was great. I love the advice that she would give to children. That whole cleaning thing was bugging me though. And I loved her relationship with Will. It was so great. At first, she was just a hopeless person who went after a married man. But you know, like I kept saying in the first season, she was the best choice for Will. Because Terry was terrible. Terrible, 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 terrible. Woman, if you need to pretend to have a baby to save your marriage, then you just know something is wrong in the head with her. You just know something is wrong in the head with her. Anyway, Emma was great. She was supportive, she was loyal, she was lovely, and I loved her. And I just love her as all. Next, Bert Hummel. I love how supportive Bert was and honest. Like, he was like, well, yeah, Kurt, I knew you were gay. I was just waiting for you to tell me. He knew from the very beginning that Kurt was gay, but he was just waiting for his son to actually admit it and actually be proud of who he was. And you know, it eventually came around. It eventually came around, and he eventually did become supportive. I mean, eventually it did come around. Kurt did finally admit to his dad that he is gay, and he embraced that. And I love how Bert ran for the election and everything to go against Sue, who was trying to put down the arts and everything. I supported that, and I loved him and Carol's relationship. It was adorable. A bit kind of forced now that I think about it, because Kurt just tried to force Carol and his dad to be together just so he could be closer to Finn. But still, their relationship still was cute and genuine, and I loved it. I love that they stayed together. At least there just was no drama between them. There was never any drama. The only drama was because of Finn not ready to move on and, you know, go through all this. But it still was cute, it was adorable, and I loved it. Carol, she was a great mother, and I appreciated how she was like, Finn, I understand. It's hard to move on. But I hated how she did not tell Finn the truth for the longest. She should have told Finn the truth. And I understand how upset Finn was. She should have told him the truth. It would have been easier to tell him the truth. But she didn't, and she waited too long. It was sad that she didn't tell him the truth at first, because I really wish she had. Now, we gotta talk about a character that I didn't put on here, and I'm sad that I did not put on here. David Karofsky. Oh, David. Listen, at first I hated that guy. Because I was like, why does this guy keep picking on Kurt? Seriously, man. Stop picking on him. And let me tell you, the shockiest thing I ever saw. The shockiest. Him kiss Kurt, and I was like, did he just come back here? I know you didn't just kiss Kurt. He just kissed him out of nowhere. Out of freaking nowhere. He just kissed that guy. And I was like, oh my freaking gosh. His bullying freaking forced Kurt to go to a whole different school and join a whole different group. I'm kind of glad for that, because he eventually, that kind of helped him get together with Blaine. So, David, thank you for pulling. But next time, please, no. I'm just sad that he never got to end up with anybody. He just kept randomly hooking up with the funniest episode. So, I did not imagine that Sue would be a Clayton shipper. I did not know that she actually liked Kurt and Blaine's relationship. I didn't know. It's hilarious. But I mean, I'm gonna pause this. Anyway, David Karofsky could have been better, but I loved how much Kurt was actually kind of trying to be supportive of David being a closeted gay. Like I said, it's just too bad he never ended up with anybody. And also, there was this scene from the show that I never saw. And I was like, when did this happen? I have looked through every episode and I do not once saw this happen. So I'm just wondering to myself, which episode did this happen? Did I miss it or something? What is going on? Oh, well, anyway, it was... What the freak are you doing, Carmelo? Okay, hang on a minute. I mean, like I said, David Korofsky did not get enough time to shine. And I feel bad about that. He deserved more. I loved Blaine. Dang, this thing is 40 minutes long. I knew this would be long. Talking about Glee characters takes too much time. Ugh. Anyway, I loved Blaine. Blaine, you are so adorable from the first time you touched Chrissy. And then led him to the Warblers. When he sang Teenage Dream, I loved it. Whenever that guy sings, it's like an angelic choir. The Warblers all together. Except for Sebastian. Ooh, I hated Sebastian. Ooh, Sebastian. Oh my gosh. He may be played by one of my favorite actors. But let me tell you, Sebastian, never hit that guy. When he splashed that, I know it was meant for Kurt, and then that got in a blaze eye, and he did not care the least. I was like, and listen, I agreed with Kurt when I was like, we cannot go back to this coffee store. He is always there. Do you live here? It drove me crazy. I hated that. Oh, I hated Sebastian, but I loved playing it. His friendship with Sam. Oh. His relationship with Kurt, it was great. And I understand he was feeling lonely when Kurt went off to, New York with Rachel and everything. But seriously, man, why would you cheat on somebody wonderful and amazing as Kurt? That is terrible. I don't care if it didn't mean anything, just like how Kurt said. That was terrible. Why would you do that? Why? But eventually they got together and they got married. And their relationship is endgame. It will always be endgame. It is forever to be endgame. I loved it. They were adorable. They were dancing. I love how their wedding was mixed with Brittany and Santana's. It was so adorable. Everybody's on Team Claim. It's just perfect. Next, Coach Beast. Ooh, Coach Beast. I will admit, I didn't know what to think of Coach Beast at first. Seemed like an okay character. Eat way too much. That food. I think it was like a duck mixed inside with a turkey mixed inside with a... I don't know what it was, but it was crazy. I was looking at that food, I was like, you really gonna eat all that? That was ridiculous. But great coach. Transgender, fantastic, supportive. And I loved how much of a good friend Will became to Coach Beast. It was great. And I will forever love their friendship. Next, I didn't put her to like way at the bottom, but I'm gonna say her now. Sue Sylvester. Ooh, Sue, you were the worst villain. I mean, you were the best villain. Not the worst villain, best villain. Best villain of this show. Man, she was the best antagonist. This woman pushed the Glee Club to the limit and made them the best thing. Heck, if it wasn't for Sue, I'm pretty sure half of the team wouldn't have realized how strongly they are together as a team. Sue, you were the worst, but you were the best at being the worst. And that is why I actually will admit this with absolute branching. I actually like you. Ooh, I was on the fence whether I liked Sue or hated Sue, because Sue is just such a hateable character. That woman, every time she keeps standing in the way of Glee becoming a thing, and I was like, woman, seriously, what is your problem with Glee? And then I realized she hated musicals, so I was like, okay, that makes sense. Glee Club is literally a bunch of musicals melded into one. I realized that. So I understand why she hated it. Her parents, the worst. I loved when she would visit her sister. It was so cute. It was cute when she visited her sister, and I will admit, I was genuine to that. Their sister died, and I was like, seriously. I always kept saying, Sue, you were the worst. You're the absolute worst. But seeing how lovable and supportive she was to her sister just actually made me happy. And she actually was a dang good coach to the Cheerios. I will say that. She was pushing her limits. Although the cannon thing was a little too far. And the whole Sue season, it was funny, but it was annoying. Sometimes I just wanted to punch Sue in the face. Like, that woman really needs to be taken down a peg. And Will was definitely a worthy adversary to take her down. Now that we've pretty much talked about every good, great, and fantastic person that a part of Glee, we got to talk about the new characters that had to join Glee after all the good ones graduated. What I'm talking about next is Unique. Great. Unique was great. I think she was the first transgender character. Yeah, she was the first. There were those two. Anyway, like I said, Unique was the first transgender character, and I love that. I loved how supportive and wonderful she was. She was just great. Next, I'm talking about... Okay, y'all might notice that this thing isn't exactly in the right order of people I wanted to talk about. But next I'm going to talk about is Marley. Again, played by my favorite actress. Have y'all noticed that there seems to be a lot of CW people in Glee? Because I noticed that, and it kind of weirded me out. I loved Marley. Not only was she played by my favorite actress, but she was also adorable, a great singer. She was really kind. I loved how kind she was. She was great, and I loved the triangle between her and Jake and her and Ryder. It was adorable. Next, we gotta talk about Ryder. He is sweet. He tried to treat Marley the best way possible, and I feel like he was the best choice. No offense to Jake. He was the best choice. Huh? Anyway, like I said, I really love Marley. And she also was a songwriter. I wish we could have explored Marley's character a bit more. Her being a songwriter seemed really good. That seemed like a really good thing, and I actually like that idea. Jake. Oh boy. Him being Puck's brother, I gotta be honest, was kind of a shock. Not really. Man, he acted like a young Puck. And y'all know I hated young Puck. He was annoying. And so was Jake. Listen, Jake is many things, but he was almost not likable, because he just kept picking any girl. Any. At first, I thought how she had a crush on Jake was kind of cute. Marley having a crush on Jake was kind of cute, and I thought they actually would become a good couple. Then he cheated on her. And let me tell you, the fact that he cheated on Marley really broke my heart. I was like, man, you had a good chance of becoming a good person, and you threw Oh, why did you ruin it? I cannot believe you threw it away. Are you some kind of an idiot? Marley was the fantastic girl, and I love how she never got back together with him, unlike all the other relationships in Glee where they eventually do get back together. Seriously, every time in Glee, everybody always gets back together. It doesn't matter what happened. At a drop of a hat, they'll get back together. Oh, that was ridiculous. Anyway, I did not like Jake that much, but he was tolerable at the least. He was a good dancer and a good singer, so I will admit that. You know, there was somebody who was a part of the original gang that was kind of a supporting cast member that I did not mention. Actually, two people. Rory. I loved Rory. He was a great character. I loved his British accent. It was adorable. I liked how he tried to please Brittany. It was adorable too, even pretending to be a leprechaun. Oh, that part was hilarious. He was great. And I loved when he joined Glee for the short time he did. Whatever happened to Rory, we will never know. Joe. He was great. I liked how he was a Christian. I loved his dreads. It was great. Another love interest for Quinn. But he did help Quinn through tough times.
She's crying because she's eating Carmelo food.
Hey. Carmelo, get down. What you eating for?
That's a turkey.
Come on, get down.
I can share. You don't want to share. She's eating all Carmelo food.
I mean, that is a lot of food that I was thinking of. Are you thirsty? I get it. Thirsty. He just must want some water.
Yes. Hey, you know, that goes to table. He was on the table. He was on the table. Oh, hey.
Carmelo. Mello.
Mello. Where's Mello? Over here. Mello, come here.
Don't worry, there's some water on the other side too.
Here.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, I left it on. Anyway, I really liked Jill. He was a nice character, and I loved how he helped Quinn, and even when she couldn't believe in herself at first when she was in her wheelchair. And I loved how Quinn in a wheelchair getting along with Artie. It was cute. Next, we have for the supporting cast, we have Shelby, Rachel's mother. She watched over Quinn and daughter Beth, and it was adorable. And meeting Rachel's mother for the first time, I gotta be honest, I was shocked that she was the coach in vocal adrenaline. I can't talk. I was shocked by that. It was crazy. It was that was shocking. Now for the other new members of Glee. Kitty. Ooh, Kitty. Like this person on YouTube said, it was like Quinn and Santana had a baby. Ooh, was she annoying? Ooh, she looked so much like Quinn, but her personality was so Santana, it killed me. This girl was ridiculous. I hated Kitty at first. She was She was annoying. She was crazy. She kept making Marley try and puke herself. So and have her go like on a making her think she was fat and go on a diet, and she passed out during regionals. Kitty cost us regionals. This girl was ridiculous, and I cannot believe her. She was ridiculous. I hated her. I hated her for so long, and then eventually she actually started to become a likable character. Then she almost started to become dislikable after Artie had to talk to her after he went to New York. But then again, like I said, Artie does not have the best relationship, so you cannot blame Mom or Artie on that. Anyway, at first I hated her, but now I kind of tolerate her, like with Santana. Except Santana is obviously a million times better, but still, I tolerate, you know, I tolerate her. Next, we have another new member. Okay, so I didn't put all the new members of Glee on here, like, I need to name one. There was this new gay character. I forgot what his name was, though. Anyway, yeah, there was this new gay character, and he was friends with them. He was friends. This is the last new version of New Directions that they show before the show is over in season 6. I forget what his name was. Roderick. He was an okay character. I found it interesting that they actually had a character who, like, so, like, all of them are into music, right? But not one time do we ever see them wearing headphones. So I found this like kind of a modern adaptation. I liked how it actually showed a character having headphones on and singing. And that guy, woo, could he sing? Next, we have Spence. I remember Spence and his sister together was really annoying, and the fact that they kept insisting that they were incest really disturbed me on so many levels. It disturbed me. But did I still like him? Yes, I did. His sister, so forgettable. I swear I don't even remember what her name was. What the heck was her name? I swear I do not remember what her name was. She was so unmemorable. She just was not that memorable. You know what I'm trying to say. She just was that memorable. Alistair and the gay character were nice. I still can't remember what the gay character's name was. Why can't I remember? I'm just as bad as Rachel. But can you blame me? I think all of us kind of started to forget who the other characters of New Direction, of the other versions of New Direction were. So, can you really blame me for not remembering his name? Can you really blame me for not remembering his name? It was ridiculous. I cannot remember his name. Anyway, he was great. He was fantastic. He was those two were nice. A little too fast for a relationship, but they were nice. There was also that girl who wanted to join the Warblers. I forget what her name is too, but she was actually nice. I liked her, and also she was another black character that joined. Oh, and we can't forget about Unique too. I almost forgot about Unique. So we had very good. And I love how Unique came back after, and I love when Unique sang along with all those other transgender people that transgender acquired for Coach Beast. It was so adorable. I am glad that they supported Coach Beast's transition. It was adorable, and I loved it. You know what I did love? Then why don't you click that and say Ethan and Cole? Anyway, yeah, I loved how she supported Coach Beast. It was great. Unique. Keep doing what you're doing. And Coach Beast, keep being who you're being. It was great. Now, we gotta talk vocal adrenaline and the Warblers. No, wait. Sorry, I almost forgot a character that part of the new directions of the last season. Myron. Oh my gosh. Not only was he played by my favorite character, who also played Stewart and Jesse. I recognized him immediately. Do you notice you recognize a lot of people once you see their face again? It's just some people never leave your life. He was a great singer and dancer. I did not know that guy could sing. I did not know that he is. I enjoyed him for the short time I had him in season 6. Oh, why did season 6 have to only be 13 episodes? I hated that it was only 13 episodes. It is the shortest season in Glee, but I actually liked season 6. So screw y'all. I actually liked it. It was great. It was fantastic. And I got to see an episode that I never thought I would want to see, but I saw it anyway. It shone bright, and I loved it, and I cannot believe I made this thing an hour long, but I still loved it. Anyway, now we gotta talk about vocal adrenaline and the Warblers. Vocal adrenaline. Bastards. Man, did I hate vocal adrenaline. They were the worst. And how they treated Coach Beast, worse. How they treated the whole entire Glee Club, worse. I hate them. I hate vocal adrenaline. They are the worst team ever in Glee. Worst team ever. I hate them. Oh, and also, one of the people that was a part of vocal adrenaline and eventually became the coach, Jesse, I hate you. How dare you break Rachel's heart like that and then just have the decency to come back, and I can't believe Rachel eventually married him. What the freak? Rachel, you can do so much better. Jesse is the worst. I do not know how you still like him. How do you still like him? He is the worst. I hate Jesse. I hate him more than I hate Sebastian. And that's a lot of hate. Ooh, I hate that guy. Ooh, I hate that guy. Ooh. The Warblers. Loved them. They were so supportive. I loved when, I will admit, the one scene I love the most is Kurt's proposal. The Warblers. All of those teams. He got them all together to sing and everything in a grand gesture to get Kurt to propose to Kurt, and it was the most adorable thing ever. It was so adorable. Thank you, Warblers. Whenever the Warblers would join in to a song, I just loved it. I was like, how do those guys do that? They just sound so perfect in harmony and everything, and I love it. And it's just fantastic, and it's, I love it. 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 Ooh, I love the Warblers. Even after Blaine disbanded from the Warblers, I loved it ever so. Let me tell you another thing. I loved when all of them went to New York. It was adorable. It was fantastic. I hated the fights that kept happening in it. They could have been so much better, but so many breakups and heartbreaks were in New York. But I did love how Rachel and Kurt were enjoying the city of New York. I still say Kurt would have been a fantastic fashion designer. He would have been great. But I'm so glad that him and Blaine are finally happy and married. It's just so Glee is just such the most adorablest thing in the whole entire world, and I will forever love it and forever keep rewatching it. So that's my review and analysis of all the Glee characters and everything that I love about Glee. I love the mashups, the songs. My favorite song from Glee is when they did Barrel. I also love You Can't Always Get What You Want. I love Rachel's version of Don't Rain on Your Parade. No offense to Santana. Santana did do a good job too, but I really like Rachel's part. I love. Come on, y'all know what I'm gonna say. Don't stop believing. Come on, people. When they all went together, including Will, when they did "Don't Stop Believing" on the 100th episode, it was fantastic. It was wonderful. I love the original too. I loved it. I loved it so much. I love Kurt. I love Kurt doing jazz hot. I loved when Kurt do the boy next door as well. I love any song that Mercedes did. She's just so fantastic. All of them singing together, they are just perfect unison. When they did Lose It Like Me, it was just so great. I love Kurt and Blaine singing Baby It's Cold Outside. Before they sang it, I never heard that song down forever. When it comes to Christmas, I will be playing that song, that version of the song, and only that version of the song. I loved when the other version of New Direction did Katy Perry songs. It's just always so great. I love it so much, and I will forever remember it. I love when they were in New York and they were singing "Let's Have a Kiki." It was so great. Kurt starting his own band, crazy. Them all being with waiters and waitresses at that place where you could just randomly sing and dance and nobody will be bugged by it. It was great. It was fantastic. Just nothing ever will be the same. I just will forever love Glee. So, I hope y'all liked how I described it. I hope I wasn't babbling too much because, like I said, I just really love Glee and everything about it. So, bye-bye. Oh, and this may come out like a little late, so take a look. Where's it gonna song? Anyway, like I said, loved Glee, loved everything about it. Bye, YouTube. Kanisha the Creator. Out.